Doctor Who, Kingdom of the Mara, by Paul Hewitt, SPEC TV script. Small Park, South London, day. Shona McCullough, last seen in 12th Doctor's Last Christmas, kicks a football around with her nephew Stephen, 8. The boy thumps one past his aunt and into some bushes.
Whoa, Ronaldo!
Did you see that, Mommy?
Mum, Lily, early 30s, grunts her approval whilst page-turning on a blanket nearby. Shona wades into the bushes and encounters an old blue police box. It seems oddly familiar, but she can't figure out why. She picks up the ball. She hears an oddly familiar voice, the doctor, arguing with someone, Rakion, on the sidewalk.
Auntie Shona.
Coming, Stevie.
Shona suddenly experiences quick flashbacks from last Christmas. Dancing in the infirmary, encountering the doctor and Clara, quizzing Santa Claus and his elves, the dream crab falling from her face and shriveling up. She shakes out of it. The argument on the street gets heated. I know that voice.
You better not have sold any of these.
Street adjacent to park, continuous. The doctor marches toward the TARDIS, clutching a stuffed satchel. A short, sweaty, portly Cockney bloke, 50s, actually called Rakion, waddles after him. The doctor pulls out a pair of black sunglasses from the satchel.
You have no right.
You produce knockoff alien of my technology.
They're harmless. You see them in the dark with them or watch the telly. Even got the Premier League.
The doctor picks out his own pair.
How'd you nick mine in the first place?
Police constable, female, 30s, approaches.
Is there a problem here?
No problem, Constable.
The doctor flashes his psychic identity card as he inserts his key in the TARDIS.
Customs and excise. This shopkeeper's been selling goods with prohibited technology.
Is that true?
You let him in that box and you'll never see him again.
What's in there?
The doctor turns away from the TARDIS.
This is where we keep confiscated items. One more word, Rakion, and I'll show everyone here what you really look like. Back in a tiff.
Interior TARDIS. The doctor dumps the satchel on a chair, flips some controls to dematerialize. Fails to notice a gobsmacked Shona inside. He examines one of the knockoff glasses.
You must have pinched them at the Moldavarium. Oh, hi. Whoa, how'd you get in here?
You're real! It really happened!
Opening titles. Interior TARDIS continued. She touches everything, everywhere, almost literally bouncing off the walls.
You're real! This is real! My nightmares! You're in some of them!
You're not the first one to tell me that.
The crabs! Are they real too?
You're not supposed to remember the dream crabs.
He stops the TARDIS.
Time to go back, miss. What's your name? That doesn't matter.
I thought I was mad. Did we just stop?
She notices the scanner view of the TARDIS above the Earth.
This is a spaceship. And it's bigger.
Yes, I know, but you can't.
Do you travel in time too?
What makes you say that?
This mix of old and new junk.
Junk?
I always wanted to go to Prague.
This is not an airline, Shona.
See, you do know me.
I travel alone.
Shona strums his guitar.
I hear there's an amazing clock in the old town square of Prague.
The doctor takes back the guitar.
The old lodge. Ah, who do you think inspired the clockmaker?
You can't kick me out now, Gov.
It's Doctor, and you've seen enough.
Seen enough? I feel like I lived a whole other life.
We share the dream, Shona. That's all.
That's all. Every Christmas, I leave cookies and milk for Santa. I can't help myself.
I understand. Probably some residue from the dream crab's probe.
Really? You're leaving me with that?
Knowing me won't bring you peace. Often far from it.
The doctor takes a moment to ponder lost companions. Shona takes another look outside through the scanner.
There's something coming towards us.
What?
It's like a red ice ball.
What?
Exterior, space. A red comet slams into the TARDIS and ricochets towards the Earth. The TARDIS spins like a top. Interior, TARDIS. The console flares up like a Christmas tree. Red alert. Stuff flies everywhere. Shona lies face up, gripping the floor. Close on the control panel as the doctor's hand reaches up to flip the stabilizer switch. The TARDIS settles down. They collect themselves.
As I was saying.
Maybe not space travel. I'll settle for Prague.
The doctor suppresses a smile. He admires her pluck. He inputs coordinates.
I heard a rumour that one of the clock's statues was modelled on yours truly, but I don't believe it.
Thank you.
Rule number 1.
Countryside, Eastern Europe, 8th century, day. Barren farmers' fields scar the hillside. Mountains pierce the horizon. An old rusted backhoe lies next to the TARDIS. The Doctor and Shona exit.
We must be a few miles outside of Prague.
Try a few hundred. And judging by the backhoe here and that castle there, I'd say about 1,500 years.
What?
Cut to a menacing, tall stone fortress, like a keep, that straddles the mountain range. The Doctor hears a sinister, hissing voice in his head. Come to me.
Come on,
Well,
let's see who lives there.
Countryside, a few hours later. They approach a dilapidated village at the foot of the mountain, mostly thatched hovels. There's an iron gate fronting a steep pathway up to the castle. A red flag with a white insignia wavers on the gate. The Doctor can't quite make out what it is. The villagers mull about with their heads down.
that's not a good sign.
Shona points to a pile of rubble that was once a small church. Next to it is a slanted cross bearing a crucified skeleton.
Don't pray for that fool.
I don't pray for anyone or thing.
Shh! The true Lord will hear you. He hears everything.
I'm guessing this true Lord lives up there.
Hissing voice in the Doctor's head. Join me.
Join me!
What?
Solomon, 50s, stout, jolly fellow, beckons them into his home, also an inn, store, workshop.
Welcome to Grimsonia.
Where?
We don't often get travellers to these parts, well, not willingly.
Interior, Solomon's place. It is one large area with other quarters connected. There is a workshop to one side and a fireplace. They sit at a large wood table in the middle.
I have room for the night, for a small fee. Esther, wine for our guests.
No, thank you. We're not staying.
Why not?
Esther, 50s, his lugubrious wife, plants an urn on the table with 2 iron mugs. Solomon pours for Shona and himself.
I'm curious about this true Lord.
That would be Ivan the Great, ruler of this land.
Esther hushes him.
He can't hear us, woman, if we don't wear the crimson.
She sourly returns to the kitchen.
The crimson.
You know, the magic red crystal.
I'm sorry?
You really are travelled from afar.
Sorry, I usually drink something a little drier.
Many years ago, when they built the castle up there, the red crystal was found inside the mountain.
What makes it magical?
People felt happier when they wore jewellery with the crystal in it, and you felt closer to others who wore it. Some could share thoughts.
Talk about a mood ring.
Are you a jeweler?
My father more than me. In fact, he designed the crown jewels.
Do you have any jewellery here?
No, it is punishable by death for anyone but Lord Ivan to possess crimson now.
Unless our Lord bestows it to you.
Enok, 18, handsome, strapping lad, joins them.
My son joins the castle guard tomorrow.
Who are these outlanders?
I am the Doctor, and this is Shona, who was just leaving.
What?
Excuse us for a moment.
Exterior, Solomon's place.
This doesn't feel right at all. There is a book on Slavic tribes in the TARDIS. It is essential I have it.
Enok comes out.
Where is she going?
She is returning to her camp. It's just on the road.
Yeah?
Solomon joins them.
Why don't you escort our lady guest?
But Father.
Why doesn't that sound as appealing as it should?
Leave us, men.
Why?
The Doctor hands her the TARDIS key.
Press the 3rd button from the left on the panel, directly facing the doors. That opens the library. Hurry back.
Okay.
Interior, Solomon's place, workshop. The Doctor checks out Solomon's tools and handiwork.
Are you from Rome, Doctor? An emissary from King Vladislav, perhaps?
I'm just an old man who travels in a box.
You should keep travelling.
There's a far more sinister element to this crystal, isn't there?
He examines a heavy lead helmet.
People started to behave badly. Nasty, even. Others went mad. When the Queen killed herself, the King had all the jewellery confiscated and buried in a mine under the castle.
But his son Ivan has no misgivings about the crimson.
Cut to interior castle, Lord Ivan's bedchamber, night. There is an alcove which once served as a personal chapel. A striking snake carving hangs on the wall in place of the crucifix.
Our Lord summons me to the castle to cut what little is left of the crystal for his lieutenant's pendants.
Lord Ivan, 30s, puts on the crimson crown and sash. He gazes out at the moonlit countryside.
Pendants.
It is said he talks to them from miles away with his mind.
Close on Ivan as he blinks and his eyes glow red. Exterior soldiers' camp, night. 3 officers from Ivan's army meet around a fire. They wear a gold pendant with a small, glowing red crystal. They raise their right arms in solidarity.
We obey, my lord!
Close on a snake emblazoned on their arms, more branded than tattooed. See 5th Doctor's Kinda, or Snake Dance. Zoom out from the officer's fire to several fires dotting the countryside among hundreds of camping troops. Interior, Solomon's Place workshop. Solomon notices the Doctor's curiosity about the helmet.
My father found that this metal protected you from the power of the crimson.
It's lead. It's a wonder you can stand upright.
I suspend it from the ceiling, but it still weighs on you. At least you work without hearing voices.
The Doctor hears the hissing voice again. Come to me.
Consider yourself lucky there's little crystal left to cut.
Close on, a little leaden ring box on a shelf among tankards.
I think it's time I met this one through Lord.
Exterior meadows, day.
Why have you and your father come this way?
He's not my father. He's called the Doctor.
Are you sick?
Not anymore. Why are you so keen to fight?
Our true Lord has shown us a better path. The Christians and Slavs who believe in the old ways must convert or pay the price.
What about your mother and father?
Tomorrow, I become a son of the true Lord.
They approach the TARDIS.
Whatever. This is where we are, camping.
That is your camp? How do you move it? Do you have a horse?
Oh, I am sure she's grazing nearby.
She shakes his hand, which befuddles him, then enters the TARDIS.
You should tie up your horse or she'll be stolen.
Interior TARDIS. Shona scans the panel.
3rd from the left.
She presses it. The TARDIS enters sleeping mode. She tries to open the doors. Nothing. She runs to them. Locked. She realizes the Doctor has tricked her.
Damn you, Doctor!
Exterior Crimson Castle courtyard. Next day. Guards stand along the perimeter of the yard. Banners of Crimsonia hang on the walls. Red background with a white snake skull in the middle. Villagers, including the Doctor, Solomon, and his wife Esther, stand in the middle of the yard. Against the far wall is a stone throne on a raised dais. The throne's canopy is a giant snake skull. A dozen new recruits, including Enok, stand rigidly a few meters in front of the dais. The Castellan, 60s haggard man and ceremonial guard, faces them. A carpet with the crimson insignia lies in the upper left quadrant of the yard. 2 servants roll back the carpet to reveal a hole about 5 meters in diameter. Another servant softly bangs 2 large kettle drums. Lord Ivan solemnly walks to the throne. He wears the crimson crown and sash. The congregation prostrate themselves, except the Doctor.
O Lord, here before you lay 12 servants, hungry yet humble, faithful yet brutal, pure yet cunning, servants who want nothing but to force the greater good.
The drumming intensifies. A wretched monk is dragged and planted at the edge of the hole.
I've heard this sort of rubbish all too often.
Solomon pulls the Doctor to one knee.
Which one of you will throw this heathen to hell?
I
I
will.
will.
Will you serve to the death our Lord, our Saviour, and the first son of the Mara?
Close up on the Doctor's reaction to news of the Mara.
I will.
First, that wretched King Vladislav will meet his proper fate. Then the Saxons. Then the so-called Holy Roman Empire. All will succumb to the Mara.
The crowd rises and cheers.
How did the crystal end up here?
You'll get us killed.
Ivan makes a subtle gesture and the 12 young men turn their right arms over, palms up. The eyes of the Castellan glaze over in red. He is not in command of his voice. He speaks with Ivan's cadence and tone.
In a few moments you will become one with the sublime...
A servant turns over a basket to unleash several vipers. The crowd gasps. Esther shrieks. The snake slithers slowly towards the recruits. Castellan, speaking with the Doctor's accent and cadence.
But first, you will all, including my faithful guards, count back from 5 to 1. You will do nothing but listen to my voice. 5.
Ivan jumps up and his eyes dart across the room. The guards sway under the Doctor's hypnotic spell.
4.
Who is this? Who is speaking?
3.
The crowd is restless. No one has heard Ivan speak for years. Solomon notices the doctor, deep in thought.
2.
Solomon spots the massive crimson ring that he kept in his little lead box, now glowing on the doctor's finger.
What are you doing?
The snakes scatter in all directions. The crowd, including the monk, rush toward the exits, except the doctor and Solomon. Esther tugs on his arm. Ivan shakes one of his guards.
What are you doing?
1.
I am the doctor. You will listen to me and only me. Lord Ivan is a heretic and must be stopped.
Get up, you fools!
Ivan spots the doctor and sprints at him with sword in hand.
You!
When I clap my hands, stop Lord Ivan.
Clap! It's mayhem. The guards and new recruits scramble after Ivan. The doctor pulls off the ring.
Come on, grab your son.
Run, Esther. I'll fetch Enok.
The guards chase Ivan across the yard.
I am your king, son of the Mara!
Interior castle, main hall. The doctor and Solomon run from the chaos of the courtyard. He drags his groggy son with him. Enok holds his weapon of choice, a poleaxe.
What's going on?
Stay with us.
What are you doing? You stop the imposter.
The doctor snaps Enok out of his hypnosis. 2 guards approach.
Quick, to the courtyard. Lord Ivan is in grave danger.
The guards hurry to enter the fray. They run in the opposite direction.
Where are we going?
You mentioned the mine under the castle. Can you lead us there?
I think so. I remember the king had a private entrance to the mine.
Hurry, I doubt my hypnosis will hold them for much longer.
How did you do that? How did you know about the ring?
Why else would you have a lead ring box?
It's here.
Solomon tries the door. Locked. The doctor opens it with his sonic screwdriver. Interior, Lord Ivan's bedchamber. Continued. It's barely lit and modestly furnished for a ruler. A few wall-sized tapestries hang. Ivan's bed is on one side. There's an armoire, chests, and a commode. Enok closes the door behind them. The doctor locks it.
What a wondrous tool.
I've always thought so.
Behind one of these drapes is a door to the mine. I am sure of it.
The doctor observes the chapel.
This must be where Ivan stores the crown jewels.
So?
The telepathic properties of the crimson are similar to a blue crystal I dealt with on another planet.
Another what?
It has conjured the same evil force.
Do you mean the Mara?
Aye, a creation of pure hatred and fear drawn from the minds of all those affected by the crystal.
You mean like I was?
Solomon pulls back one of the drapes to reveal a small wooden door.
Let's just get out of here.
We're not going anywhere yet.
Why not?
We must destroy the crimson before Lord Ivan conquers the kingdom of Vladislav.
He's not attacking Vladislav with jewelry.
But he is, Enok. He is.
The door unlocks. They scurry through the secret door. A guard enters the chamber. Satisfied that no one is there, he shuts and locks the door behind him. Interior, TARDIS, later same day. Shona wanders the corridors of the TARDIS. She's suddenly thrown to the floor. Exterior, meadows. 4 of Ivan's men heave the TARDIS onto a horse-drawn cart. Interior, TARDIS control room. Shona staggers in. She bangs on the console.
What the hell is going on?
Interior, Lord Ivan's bedchamber, later that night. Ivan snores a heavy sleep. The room lit by a few candles. The crimson crown and sash are stored in the alcove. The doctor and Solomon step out from behind a tapestry.
Come on.
The doctor gingerly picks up the crown.
Now, doctor.
Ivan levitates above his bed, his eyes glazing red.
You know that belongs to me, and so will you.
Enok appears from out of the shadow and clips Ivan at the heel with the shaft of his poleaxe. Ivan spins in midair and smacks his forehead on the baseboard.
Remind me never to bowl you in cricket.
The doctor grabs the crown and sash. He secures the jewelry around the blade of the poleaxe.
You should keep the crystal at arm's length.
Let's go.
Solomon leads them through the hidden door. Interior, crimson mine. The doctor and Enok follow Solomon through tunnels. They soon pass the torchlit passages.
Wait.
He puts on his sonic sunglasses and reaches into his jacket pocket to pull out one of Rakion's knockoffs. He fiddles with it and then hands the pair to Solomon.
Put these on. Apparently you can see in the dark.
My word. You Romans are so advanced. Enok, stay close to me.
Point of view of the doctor through his sunglasses, like through an infrared camera.
Taking away the crystal should diminish his power.
The jewels start to glow and soon shine brightly. They take off their sunglasses.
Do you really think you can defeat me, Doctor? We're not to Menusa anymore.
What is that voice in my head?
I hear it too.
The Mara must have tapped my memories when I bonded with the crystal. It It knows our history. Run!
They hurry through the labyrinth of tunnels as hissing fills the mine. They end up in a dead end. The image of a python skull, see Fifth Doctor's snake dance, appears and blocks their exit. Hissing vibrates through their bodies.
Don't look at it!
Jaws wide, the Mara image moves slowly toward them. The two men cower. The Doctor slips the crimson ring back on. All the jewelry glows fiercely.
Grab my hands. Concentrate, both of you. Resist! Fight back!
They join hands, eyes shut and shivering. The Mara laughs. Then silence. The crystals dim.
It's gone.
We did it, Doctor.
No.
He activates the sonic screwdriver. It emits a very faint roar of horns.
What is that I hear?
Oral scan, detecting trumpets by the sound of it.
Warriors returning with the spoils of victory.
Spoils. That's why Mara left us. Lord Ivan has the TARDIS.
The what?
The TARDIS.
That's his camp.
Yes, and I have to stop Ivan from entering it. You know your way out of the mountain, Saul?
Well, it was 20 years ago.
In the dark.
Right now, it's the best place in the world for the pair of you.
I'm coming with you.
Son,
Go to Mother.
you have nothing to prove, Enok.
I'll be alright. What about the jewels?
I need them to bargain with. Right? Come on.
The Doctor scampers down the corridor. Enok nods to his father, ensures the jewels are wrapped around the poleaxe.
Come on, Enok.
He bumps into a wall.
Ow!
Enok turns. Solomon dons his sonic glasses as tears well. Exterior, courtyard. The TARDIS is in the center of the court. Ivan, the Castellan, and a couple of guards examine it.
Shall we drop it in the hole?
Ivan receives a psychic message.
We must break into this box.
We have tried, my lord.
Interior, TARDIS. Shona picks up the telephone receiver and bangs it on the console repeatedly. The phone inside the TARDIS door rings. She brightens. Exterior, courtyard. Ring, ring.
What devilry is this?
Ring, ring.
It's coming from the inside.
Ivan cautiously opens the little door to the phone. Ring, ring. He seizes the phone. Ring.
What?
Interior, TARDIS.
Finally! I can't believe it. Don't hang up.
Exterior, courtyard.
Hang?
Interior, TARDIS.
I can't open the doors. Have you met someone called the Doctor?
Exterior, courtyard. Ivan channels the Mara. His eyes glow red. He speaks methodically and sinister.
Are you scared, my child? Let me help you.
Has anyone seen the Doctor?
Listen to me.
Interior, TARDIS.
Okay.
Listen to me.
Interior, Crimson Castle. Hallway. A guard stops the Doctor. He is dazzled for a moment by the jewels. Enok clocks him with the handle of the poleaxe.
The courtyard is just up these stairs on your left.
If the Mara really did pick my brain, Shona's not safe in the TARDIS.
I told her to bind it to her horse.
The Doctor casts a quizzical look. Interior, TARDIS. A dazed Shona holds the phone in one hand and presses a few buttons with the other to reactivate the TARDIS.
Now, turn the dial closest to you on your right.
Exterior, courtyard. The TARDIS door clicks ajar. Ivan moves to enter.
No!
The Doctor activates his sonic screwdriver. The door shuts. Interior, TARDIS. The door slams, snaps Shona out of the trance. The TARDIS whirs to dematerialize. Exterior, courtyard. The TARDIS disappears. The Doctor admires his screwdriver.
How about that? It worked.
The snake hole separates the Doctor and Enok from Ivan and the Castellan. Two guards edge closer to attack.
Another step and we'll dump the jewels into the hole.
Ivan smirks. An archer on the wall fires an arrow into Enok. He falls into the hole with his axe and the crown jewels.
No!
The Doctor and Ivan stare each other down. The Doctor shrugs and jumps down the hole as an arrow whizzes by him. Interior castle, the snake pit. Pitch black. The sonic screwdriver provides some illumination. The Doctor staggers painfully to his feet. A pile of bodies in various states of decay broke his fall. The stench is unbearable. There's a faint roar of rushing water. He puts on his sonic sunglasses. The Doctor's point of view. He stands knee-deep in slimy water. Rats squeal all around. He spots Enok, contorted in an unnatural way. Suddenly, Enok's eyes open, red. He sits up and adjusts his broken neck and pulls out the arrow. Enok speaks as the Mara in tone and cadence.
You can't escape me, Doctor.
Stop this. Leave him alone.
Why? Boy's no good to you now.
The doctor scans the floor with a screwdriver. He grabs the poleaxe as he scans. Enok lifts up the jewels.
I have the crimson.
The doctor follows his screwdriver's readings and abruptly stops. Enok shuffles toward him like a demented zombie.
I now have you.
Come and get me.
The doctor slams the poleaxe down as hard as he can. The floor breaks under them and they fall into a roaring underground river. Enok flings the jewels onto the heap of corpses before he disappears in the torrent. Exterior, Castle Vladislav, day. A magnificent castle high on a mountaintop. A road carved on the mountainside winds its way up to it. Gates are set up at various points of the road up. A master gate secures final entrance to the castle. As in Crimsonia, there is a village at the foot of the castle. Homes, workshops, stores, etc., but it is empty. Exterior, Castle Vladislav, laneway, day. The TARDIS materializes against the castle wall, not far from its grand cathedral in the Romanesque style. Shona steps out. Hustle and bustle everywhere, with lots of people carrying all kinds of things. Food, livestock, tools, weapons, wee children. She feels the tension in the air.
Come on, girl. Don't just stand there.
Mila, 40s, pretty once but looking aged beyond her years, struggles as she carries 2 sacks of grain with a screaming toddler in tow. The boy stumbles. Shona reaches out to him.
Never mind him.
She plops a grain sack onto Shona's shoulder and grabs the urchin by the arm.
This way.
What's going on? Is there a storm coming?
Ha! A wit to match your funny clothes. Storm.
They put the grain into a barn and walk past others doing the same.
I'm looking for someone.
Aren't we all?
Mila makes her way back towards several grain-filled carts. The boy and Shona hurry to catch up.
I'm lost. I came here with a man called the Doctor.
Mila grumbles.
We were going to meet the king of the castle. King of the castle, if Stevie could hear me now.
Mila stops.
Wait a minute. Are you part of that mission from Rome that Father Thomas keeps banging on about?
Mission?
You're late.
Mila points to the church. Interior, cathedral, nave, day. Father Thomas and Shona stroll toward the pulpit. A couple of monks duck away, giggling.
Don't mind them. They've never seen a nun before.
None?
But your dress.
I'm incognito.
Are you the only survivor from the papal mission?
I hope not. I was hoping you may know where the Doctor is.
Doctor? The message from Rome never mentioned a doctor. We hoped His Holiness would convince the King of the Franks to send us men. We are the last beacon of light in these lands.
He kneels in front of the cross. Shona gradually, awkwardly, kneels too.
We have only our faith now.
Are you sure you haven't seen the Doctor? He went to see Lord Ivan.
The Crimson Devil himself. What was he thinking?
I don't know.
The priest staggers up. She steadies him.
A selfless act with the noblest of intentions, I am sure. But Lord Ivan is beyond redemption. Your doctor is dead.
She shudders at the thought. They stop at a window. He points to the castle grounds.
Even if our king returns, a siege will befall us. You'll spend your last days on this earth in Castle Vladislav.
Vladislav? You mean I'm in a different castle? Of course, the TARDIS.
Do God's work, pray, and... Oh, I just had a thought. We had a brother who read to the children. They find it comforting in this time of peril.
Had?
He died last week. Would you...
Okay. What sort of books are we talking about?
I believe Brother Stanislav was on the first letter to Timothy.
Timothy? Oh, the Bible. Right, silly me.
Go back to Mila. She's the mistress of the kitchen. She'll put you up.
Father Thomas,
Yes, sister?
I've come to learn that anything is possible. We're not beat yet, and the Doctor is certainly not dead.
Exterior, river in Crimsonia, day. The doctor collapses on a shallow bank. He hears a faint whistling as he catches his breath. Ziemko, 40s, a weathered yet fit fisherman rows into view in a rickety wooden boat with fishing nets tied off.
Hey, you there! Can you help me?
Ziemko drifts towards the doctor.
I heard there are strange things to be caught this way.
Exterior, river, Ziemko's boat. Day, a little later. Ziemko rows while the doctor sits next to today's smelly catch.
You head to Vladislav, no?
Why do you say that?
Because you sure as hell want nothing to do with Lord Ivan. You a monk?
No, but you could say I'm on a mission.
From God?
To protect the people of this world from the despicable evil that controls Lord Ivan.
Whatever. I just fish.
You don't care.
Why should I care what Ivan does? He and his men still gotta eat.
This evil becomes a hideous giant snake.
Snakes gotta eat.
Eat! No one could bear the sight of the Mara. Even the Mara is repulsed by its own reflection.
I had an auntie who couldn't stand her reflection. Terrible boils.
I hate to break it to you, friend, but you wouldn't last a second in front of it. Wait a minute. Why hasn't the Mara taken a physical form?
I'm sure you would tell me.
The more people connected to the Crimson, the more the Mara can feed on their fears and anger. That's why Ivan hates religion so much.
I think I'd prefer it if you were a monk.
This truly is a war for people's hearts and minds. Ziemko, I assume Castle Vladislav has a church of some kind.
The largest in the land.
Does this river run there?
No, but I can drop you at the next village. The road leads out to Castle Vladislav if you survive the trip.
I'd wish you luck, Ziemko, but you wouldn't know what to do with it, would you?
The fisherman shrugs. Interior, Castle Vladislav. Kitchen. Day. A hot, busy, dirty, medieval kitchen. A dozen maids toil away. Mila pulls some fresh loaves from the oven.
Come on, ladies. Soon our king and his men return victorious. They'll be hungry as lions.
Shona knocks and steps in gingerly. She wears a patchy dress and a woolen frock.
What do you want?
I came to help.
Mila nods to a huge sack of potatoes and hands her a knife. Shona drags the sack to the table. A rat scurries out of the bag. A girl collapses from fever. Many others cough. Flies everywhere. And that smell. Shona has had enough.
I served in the worst hole in Soho, and that was the Ritz compared to this place.
Watch your mouth, girl.
We'll be dead before the siege starts.
Shona rips off a piece of her dress and wipes the table.
From now on, we keep this board clean, and for meat only.
Mila scours. The others are in awe. Interior TARDIS, library. Shona picks through shelves of ancient and modern books. She finds the Bible, and then spots a thin book of gospel hymns. She has an idea. Exterior, Vladislav Castle, laneway, 2 days later. Branislav, 20s, monk, and Father Thomas stroll through the castle grounds. Hustle and bustle everywhere. Donkeys carrying stuffed carts plod their way through the main gate. Men pull the goods off in all directions.
Branislav, what do you think of Sister Shona?
Strange, but so are all Outlanders. Mistress Mila is none too happy by all accounts. The food tastes better and fewer folk are sick.
They pass the blacksmiths, hammering feverishly in their forge.
And her time with the children?
He hears faint singing.
Do you hear that?
Day and night, I'm afraid.
Not the Smiths. Listen. It's coming from the courtyard.
Exterior courtyard. Shona, hymn book in hand, directs 20 shabby kids of various ages in a choir.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Oh! Okay, that was good. Again!
More and more castle folk stop to watch.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Great! Now I want to hear more from you in the back row.
Shona eyes Father Thomas stomping towards her.
Remember,
Shona blows into a pitch pipe just as castle horns blare. A guard in the gatehouse shouts, "The king returns!" People scatter. The ground vibrates from the galloping horses. King Vladislav, 30, ruggedly handsome, canters across the courtyard with 2 other officers in tow. His subjects bow. Shona catches the eye of the king as he and his men pass through a smaller gateway leading to the king's residence. Exterior castle, same day. Vladislav, his counsel Dobromir, early 30s, and his commander Yarek, early 40s, stroll the perimeter of the castle wall.
How bad?
We have 100 men making their last stand in the plain.
100?
Those brave souls sacrificed themselves so the rest of us could make it back.
Father Thomas will honor their sacrifice.
Those beasts will wait for their master before attacking the castle.
This castle will withstand any siege, Your Majesty. We have provisions for over a year. How long will this heathen lot want to wallow in the plain?
That heathen lot will, to a man, crawl up this mountain by their fingernails on the blink of his eye.
Vladislav stares Yarek into silence.
Any word from the Franks?
Nothing yet, Your Majesty.
So Rome ignored us then?
Not exactly.
What do you mean?
Someone did arrive, Your Majesty.
Who?
It's a woman, Your Majesty.
A woman?
She claims to be part of the papal mission to investigate the Crimson Thread.
Unless she brings 5,000 men with her, Dobromir, I don't care.
Screams of dying men echo from the plain.
I want 50 archers on the lower gates at all times. Report to me at the first light.
As you command, my king.
Yarek leaves. They pass a woman carrying 2 buckets of water from a cave spring.
There are now, 1,000 more people inside these walls?
At least, sire.
I want 2 guards on the well at all times. What happened to the latrine?
Latrine?
Yes, it was right here beside the cave.
It was moved, Your Majesty. It could, contaminate the water supply next to it.
What?
Exterior village, day. The doctor walks into a grotty marketplace. 3 soldiers swill wine drawn from a barrel. He notices there are no snakes on their arms. Bodan, 30s, the more official-looking one, regales.
So I said, look, it's Ivan, and they both turned around. That's when I clubbed them.
Excuse me. I don't suppose you gentlemen are heading to Castle Vladislav.
Another soldier prods a knife into the doctor's back and starts frisking him. He finds the ring box and tosses it to Bodan. He inspects the box. Cut to exterior valley road to Vladislav Castle, day. Bodan admires the crimson ring on his finger. He leads his posse on horseback. Another horse pulls a cart reined by a soldier. The cart is filled with their food and supplies and extra weapons. Soldiers march on each side of the cart. The doctor's hands are bound by a long rope tied to the back of the cart. Another soldier follows the doctor, occasionally pushing him. Bodan suddenly stops.
On guard. I sense some...
Arrows descend on them. 3 soldiers fall. The doctor runs and jumps onto the cart as the driver whips the horse to gallop. Bodan charges ahead. Ivan's men descend on the remaining posse. Close on, the doctor cuts his binding on an arrowhead that pierced the wagon. An arrow fells the driver. The doctor steadies himself in the runaway cart and grabs the reins.
Ha! Ha!
The hitch breaks from the horse's chassis, and the horse bolts from the wagon. The doctor lets go of the reins just in time. The wagon picks up speed as it barrels down a hill. A horseman attacks Bodan and stabs him between the ribs. Bodan slices the man's leg, and he falls from his horse. Bodan then turns and chases the runaway cart. The doctor white-knuckles the cart. Bodan rides up and extends his hand. The doctor warily grabs it and climbs onto the horse. They pull up right at the edge of a cliff. The wagon shoots over.
Who says chivalry is dead?
Exterior, forest, campfire, night. The doctor and Bodan lay around a small fire in the woods. The horse tied to a tree. Bodan shifts uncomfortably, holding a blood-soaked cloth in place.
I could sew you up.
Too late for that.
Why did you save me?
Don't know.
He coughs up blood.
Just felt like the right thing to do.
Bodan takes off the crystal ring and flips it to the doctor. He puts it in the lead box.
It's funny what you feel when you wear this.
Head straight to those mountains. We'll reach Castle Vladislav tomorrow.
I'll send someone back for you.
Don't bother. You'll have to climb the mountain from the rear of the castle. It's sheer, but you'll be killed if you try anywhere else. Can you climb?
I'd climbed the sheer rock face before. Mind you, that was with the help of an umbrella.
Rest now. You'll need it.
Bodan dies. Exterior, foot of Mount Vladislav. Day. The doctor dismounts and scans the woods. He pats the horse away. He looks up at his ominous task ahead. Screams echo, drums beat.
The siege has started. Here goes nothing.
Interior castle, king's dining room, night. Vladislav savors the final bite of venison. Shona and a maid clear the table. He eyes Shona as he sips his wine.
So I have you to thank for this?
You're too kind, Your Majesty.
The maid stifles a giggle as she leaves the room.
Who are you, Miss Shona?
You know my name, Your Majesty?
You're not from Rome, and you're no nun.
I'm just a traveller who got lost and found her way here.
Yet you speak our tongue.
As I told Father Thomas, I have this friend called the Doctor.
And he taught you?
Yes, I think...
But he left you to counsel Lord Ivan.
No, well, sort of. It's complicated.
I heard the last holy man who approached Lord Ivan was swallowed whole by a snake.
No. He can't be. He wouldn't leave me.
He did leave you, Shona.
Shona starts to cry. He gets up and gently leads her to a window.
He may not be dead. Perhaps he stands with the Crimson Devil out there.
Cut to exterior Mount Vladislav, rock face, earlier that day. Quick cuts of the doctor climbing, inching, scraping, clinging his way up. Halfway up, he steps in a crevice and slips. He just barely holds on, suspended in midair by one hand. Interior castle, king's dining room, night.
No, he wouldn't.
She grips his hand for a second, and then removes it.
Sorry.
Walk with me.
Exterior castle Vladislav, laneway, night. Vladislav and Shona stroll. 2 guards follow a few meters behind them.
A full moon. Figures.
So I ask myself, how can this strange girl step in and rule old Mila's kitchen?
It was filthy.
You command my men to dig trenches for new latrines,
Again, basic hygiene.
inspire our children in song and prayer.
I'm trying to make the best of this situation.
I think you're a noble woman who ran away from someone or something with this doctor. Am I right?
I'm not noble per se, and there's nothing going on between me and the Doctor.
I'm glad to hear it. I want you to continue singing with the children. There's too much darkness, and I dare say too little time.
She stops.
Are you chatting me up, King Vladislav?
He blushes.
I don't understand.
Yeah, you do.
Shona holds his hand as they stroll. This startles and stirs the king at the same time.
The Doctor warned me it could end like this.
I've never found doctors to be much help.
Exterior, Mount Varlistan, rock face, night. The doctor rolls onto a ridge, struggling to catch his breath. This is where he'll spend the night. Exterior, Castle Vladislav, laneway, night. Vladislav embraces Shona, comforts her.
We have to be strong.
Don't worry, I got your back.
She's scared, confused, and thrilled all at the same time. Exterior, castle grounds, latrines, next morning. A guard opens the door to an outhouse, and a tattered doctor faces him.
You could knock first.
Sorry.
The guard closes the door and steps away. He turns back and opens the door. The outhouse is empty. Exterior, laneway, day. The doctor skulks along the wall, stepping over sleeping soldiers, and bumps into the TARDIS. He can hardly believe it.
Shona.
Interior, castle, king's court. Vladislav sits on his throne. Shona, dressed nobly, sits nearby. Standing in attendance are Yarek, Dobromir, and 2 officers. Father Thomas enters the chamber.
Yes, Father?
Father Thomas shifts uncomfortably in front of the king.
You can speak freely in the lady's presence.
Lady, I thought she was a nun.
Choose your next words carefully, Father.
Yarek grips his sword handle.
She teaches the children blasphemous songs.
Bollocks, they're hymns!
There are evil spirits about, my king. I pray it is not safe.
Pray, pray. Lady Shona's time at this castle has been a greater blessing than any of your bloody prayers.
Cheers, Vladdy.
Her casualness raises everyone's eyebrows. Even Vladislav winces.
Actually, prayer is exactly what you need, Your Majesty. A really big one, in fact.
Yarek and his men draw swords.
Who the hell?
Doctor!
She runs to him, blocking the officer's path.
The doctor?
Shona is repulsed by the stench.
Oh my.
You have no idea what I had to go through to get there.
Yuck, I think I do.
How did you come here, Doctor?
I took the long way round.
Is it true you met the Crimson Devil?
Yes, I met Ivan. He's possessed by a force called the Mara.
The Mara?
Yes, the Mara. It is the essence of hatred and fear, created by Ivan and his followers through the psychic power of an alien red crystal.
Alien crystal?
As in not of this world, Father.
You mean the Crimson?
Aye. And as Ivan attracts more disciples, the Mara grows ever stronger.
Really, Doctor?
Ivan is not going to storm this castle with his army. He is going to walk up to the front gate and you will welcome him with open arms.
That's ridiculous. This man is a fool, sire.
Or a witch, like this girl?
Enough! You and I have seen the madness in their eyes, Yarek. Yet they attack with such a precise fury, with such purpose.
It is said that those who survive his plunder turn to worship him.
This is not about plunder. It's about capturing your minds, your souls, Father.
Father Thomas sniffs indignantly.
Unless we fight back. How will we fight back?
The priest was right, through prayer.
Through what?
As in everyone in this castle, united in faith, believing in something more powerful than the Mara. It's a long shot, I know.
Dio confidimus.
First we must thwart the Mara's psychic assault and strike back at Ivan. Seize the Crimson Jewels and terminate his link with the Mara.
Is that all?
Your Majesty, I will organize a counterattack with this charming fellow.
I'm Yark, commander of the...
I don't care. You will hold a mass in the courtyard.
Outside?
Canon law allows for it, trust me. We need a huge event. Everyone can rally round. Is Christmas coming up or Saint's Day?
How about a wedding?
Perfect. Whose?
Interior TARDIS. The doctor blusters in with Shona in tow. He presses some controls.
I whisked you away from the Mara and you fall straight into the arms of a barbarian.
She stops his hand on the switch.
You're not sending me away again. I am part of this whether you like it or not.
He discards his smelly coat, undoes his cufflinks.
And he's not a barbarian.
Why do I always give in to your whiny species? Take me, please take me. I'll be good, I
I
promise.
forget a single thing, Doctor. My nightmares have vanished since we met.
Your nightmares. You want a nightmare? We are all under siege by a supernatural force, and I am literally praying to stop it.
Carpe diem, Doctor.
Seize the day.
I know the wedding's a bit sudden, but there's no time to muck about when you're under
This
siege.
is not your fight.
It is now,
Who are you, Shona McCullough?
as of tomorrow, a queen. So get scrubbing.
Interior church, day. The doctor and Father Thomas stroll the nave.
Thank you for seeing me, Doctor. I know you are busy helping Commander Yarek with the battlements.
Defense, Father. Defense. Look, I know you have some reservations about the ceremony.
Many. But this is not why I invited you here.
The priest walks behind the altar to a smaller side chapel. He returns, pushing a heavy leaden chest on a rickety, squeaky cart.
You need help, Father.
Father Thomas opens the side door of the chest and lifts out a large shrouded cross. He places it on the chest.
The Cross of St. Mary. It was a gift long ago from Ivan's father to this church.
He removes the shroud to reveal an ornate, meter-high gold cross with a hand-sized red crystal set in the middle.
Given the crystal's dangerous properties, we rarely presented it.
And the lead box.
Funny thing that, about 10 years ago, a jeweler from Crimsonia visited us. He said the only protection from the crystal was...
A lead box. Way to go, Solomon. It's perfect.
My name is Thomas.
Exterior courtyard, day. The entire civilian population of the castle is crammed in for the wedding. Father Thomas leads a procession of monks, followed by Shona, arm in arm, with the doctor. Close on, the doctor wears the crystal ring. The holy chalice sits on top of the lead chest. Vladislav stands with Dobromir by his side. Shona's children's choir to one side. A well-wisher hands Shona a bouquet of wildflowers, dill, and garlic. She takes a whiff.
It smells like kebab.
Garlic. It's supposed to keep the plague away. Welcome to your new old world.
Exterior castle main gate, day. Yarek orders the gate open. A giant crossbow is pushed into view. The crossbow turns side to side on a platform. Zoom in. 2 sticks of dynamite fastened to the arrowhead. Zoom out from the crossbow at the main gate to reveal archers drawing from every gate on the road down to the plain. Exterior plain, day. 10,000 men stand in formation with a space straight down the middle. Burning crosses dot the land. A cavalry of 10 trot down the middle. The last horse draws an open carriage with Ivan seated. He wears the crimson crown and sash. Exterior courtyard, day.
Doctor, if we do get out of this alive, can you let my nephew know that I'm all right? That I'll always love him?
I'm not a courier, Shona.
You said you weren't an airline either, but here we are.
The doctor sneers. Father Thomas reaches behind and pulls out the cross of St. Mary from the leaden box and places it on top. The crowd sighs.
You have come together in this, outside this church, so that the Lord may seal and strengthen your love in this hallowed kingdom of Vladislav.
I'm going to say this now, Father, that I give this woman to be wed, gotta go.
The doctor slinks away. Shona is not amused. Dobromir hands Vladislav a small ornamental knife. He cuts his right palm, then grabs Shona's right palm and cuts it.
What the?
Vladislav grips her bloody palm in his. Father Thomas holds them by their right arms. Shona is in shock.
Christ abundantly blesses this love.
Exterior castle main gate, day. The doctor scampers over.
How goes it, Jarek?
Ready, Doctor. Built exactly as you demanded.
Yarek and the 5 men attending the launcher coolly put on pairs of the knockoff sonic sunglasses simultaneously. The doctor taps his sonic sunglasses to sync with the others. Yarek gives the signal, and 2 men coil back the bow. Exterior plain, day. Close on Lord Ivan as Vladislav and Shona recite their vows.
I, Vladislav the Brave, take you, Shona of McCullough, to be my wife. I promise to love you and honor you all the days of my life.
Ivan stands and raises his arms. All men stand at attention. He closes his eyes and hisses softly. All of the men start hissing. Soon the hiss fills the air.
I, Shona of McCullough, take you, Vladislav the Brave, to be my husband. I will love you and honor you and this house all the days of my life.
The image of a massive python skull materializes in the sky above the plain, like the skull image in Ivan's mind, just much, much larger. Exterior castle gates, mountainside. Various shots of guards and archers at the lower gates, petrified by the mar of vision. Close on the bottom gate, rising.
Look at me! Look at me!
Ivan's soldiers pour in and sprint up the mountain road. Exterior castle main gate. The doctor, Yarek, and his men attend the crossbow. Point of view from the glasses. No image of the Mara in the sky, and a sonic drone muffles out the hiss. Cut to point of view from the doctor's glasses. It looks like a scope. He zooms in on the formation on the plain and focuses on Ivan.
Up 7 notches.
A soldier rotates a knob to raise the bow.
Go right 2 notches.
2 men push it slightly to the right. Exterior courtyard, day. Vladislav puts a ring on her finger. It is made of iron. Shona hides her disappointment, barely.
You are now mine.
Shona cocks an eyebrow. He kisses her. The crowd's cheers dissipate as the hissing permeates the castle.
Let us pray, with all your heart.
He raises the crystal cross above his head and leads the Lord's Prayer in Latin. The congregation dutifully repeats his words.
Pater noster, qui es in caelus, sancti tificitur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum.
The crystal glows. Father Thomas continues to recite, but the crowd gets more restless from the hissing. Close on, a woman turns and sees the snake's skull in the sky. She screams and faints. More turn and shriek. The crystal cross dims slightly.
I command all of you to stare at the cross and pray.
Shona turns to the choir and pulls out her pitch pipe. She blows as hard as she can on it. Beep! Exterior castle main gate. Point of view of one of the soldiers' sunglasses. The dim, Mara-less sky suddenly wavers, and a televised Liverpool versus Chelsea football match shimmers into view on the lens screen. He swats the glasses away. He looks up and shrieks at the skull in the sky and bolts. Another takes a peek from his glasses and faints.
Where are you going? Fire!
Yarok pulls the trigger mechanism. It busts. Exterior Castle Road, mountainside. The invaders round the last level to the main gate. Exterior Castle main gate, inside. The doctor hears the screams from the courtyard. The main gate, now closed, wavers as the invaders pound on it. That's when he hears it, faintly at first, but steadily louder.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Close on the doctor's ring. It glows. The joyous effect hits him. He takes off the glasses.
That saved a wretch like me.
What was I thinking?
Exterior courtyard. Shona conducts the chorus.
I once was lost, but now am found.
The crystal is blinding. Now everyone sings in unison.
I know the words. How do I... Was blind, but now I see.
Exterior plain. The second and third verse of Amazing Grace should play through the next 3 scenes. Ivan beams from his pulpit.
You are mine, all mine.
A psychic wave from the joyous congregation knocks him off his perch. The skull disappears from the sky. Exterior Castle main gate, inside. Yarok and a few men gamely press to keep the gate closed as dozens more huddle in fear.
Help us, you cowards.
Exterior Castle Road, mountainside. Ivan staggers to his feet. Soldiers surround him.
Are you all right, my lord?
Ivan staggers to his feet. The crimson crown and sash radiate and then burn into him.
Yes, yes, the time has come.
The first officer and his men are blinded by the intense red light.
My lord, what's happening?
They watch in utter horror as something unspeakable slowly grows to the height of a 3-story building. There's a hiss and a haughty cackle. They collapse. Exterior courtyard, day. The doctor encounters the congregation holding hands and singing joyously. Father Thomas greets them.
What is happening, Doctor?
His
grace has brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home.
Your people have come together to celebrate life, love, and faith, Father.
He speaks to the ring.
And you hate it. You hate it!
The doctor pulls off the ring. People break out in a folk song. He seeks out Shona.
Did you know he was going to cut my hand?
You're the one who said he wasn't a barbarian.
What do you think of the chorus?
Inspiring. How do you train them so fast?
It's amazing what you can do with a snake to your head.
You likely use the telepathic properties of the crystal without realizing it.
Why? Don't rain on my parade with your techie jargon.
The Mara laughs maniacally. Everyone freezes.
Did you really think you could defeat me that easily, Doctor?
Doctor, the cross!
The crystal in the cross radiates. The hiss reverberates. The congregation run and scream in all directions.
The Mara. It's turned the cross against us.
Come to me, Doctor. Lead them all to me.
The doctor puts on his sonic sunglasses and then grabs the cross.
What are you doing?
Well, Father, you could call it a Hail Mary pass.
The doctor runs out of the courtyard. Father Thomas ponders what that means.
Doctor!
Vladislav whisks Shona away towards his residence. Dobromir follows on their heels. Exterior castle main gate, inside. Yarok, wearing his sunglasses, manages to recoil the crossbow again. He notices an odd calm around him. His soldiers stand, petrified.
What's wrong with you, men?
The doctor arrives and slaps the cross of St. Mary on the large arrow.
Rope! Give me some rope!
Yarok hands him some. The doctor frantically ties the cross to the arrow. 4 men robotically remove the bar from the gate and open it.
What are you doing?
Yarok braces for the deluge, but there is no one there. No attackers at all.
I don't like this.
Oh, come now, Doctor. What's not to like?
Point of view from Yarok's sunglasses. A huge, ominous shadow slowly slithers to the gate entrance. Yarok can't help but take a peek.
No, Yarek, don't!
Yarok shrieks. The Mara appears in all its malevolent glory, like a colorful Burmese python with searing red eyes and the size of a small building. The doctor pushes Yarok out of the way and seizes the trigger. The hiss intensifies.
At last, Doctor.
The Mara draws its fangs.
I know, snake's gotta eat.
And it strikes. The doctor fires the loaded arrow straight down its gullet. The Mara explodes spectacularly. Exterior, plain, day, an hour later. Smoke billows from the mountaintop. The first officer stands, disillusioned. Soldiers walk past him. Some throw down their weapons. He steps on something hard. He picks it up, blows away the dust, to reveal a chunk of the crimson. Interior, castle, day, continuous. The doctor coughs himself awake. He is covered in smoldering debris and a few bits of crimson. He struggles to sit up and turns to the main gate, which is a good 30 meters away. The remains of the gate and crossbow still burn. He spots Yarok lying still as a stone nearby. The doctor collapses.
Doctor!
Interior, castle, next day. Castle folk pick up the pieces. Mila carries water from the well. Dobromir bosses workers around. The doctor, freshened up though walking gingerly, says goodbye to Father Thomas outside the church.
Shona directed the children to put any bits of crimson they find into the lead chest.
Ask Solomon from Crimsonia to dispose of it. Glad you and Shona are getting along.
The doctor nods to Shona and Vladislav in the courtyard, hugging.
Now they can have a proper wedding.
I'm not so sure.
Shona gently pushes the king away. She starts to cry as she turns and heads towards the TARDIS. Interior, TARDIS.
Are you sure you want to go?
He'll have princesses queuing up in no time.
Please, Loss.
You were right, Doctor. This is not my place or time.
You made it yours. You made it better.
I miss home.
I underestimated you, Shona.
What do you mean?
You showed us strength none of us had. If I had succeeded in destroying Ivan as I planned, I would have taken his place. This Mara foresaw this. That's why the Mara saved me from plunging over a cliff.
Yeah. But dynamite saved us in the end.
I brought some dynamite to the 9th century, Shona. That's not me.
But you did destroy the Mara. You had to.
Shattering the embodiment of evil is not the same as killing a man.
I suppose you're right. But there's still one thing I don't understand, Doctor.
What's just one?
You've travelled back in time a lot, right?
Well, you could say that.
Then why haven't you ever heard of this red crystal thingy crashing to Earth millions of years ago?
Well, that's because...
Cut to flashback. The red comet ricochets with the TARDIS. The proverbial penny drops. The doctor can't help but laugh at the improbability of it all.